5 p.m., June 1st. I'd like to open up the meeting of the North Carver Water District Commission. This meeting is being taped by Area 58, so people can watch it. So I'll call the meeting to order. So first we're going to do is we're going to change the agenda, the order of the agenda to get in small water systems services. We'll put them first because they were up late last night putting the getting us reconnected to Carver well water as opposed to Middleborough municipal water. So go ahead, Steve. You got Mike and Phil are here. Eric is running a little late.
Okay. We turned the plant on. We had Middleborough shut the valve. We flushed the system out as best we could of all the Middleborough water, and then energized it with your water, or North Carver water.
And I know I spoke to Greg, and I'm sure you were aware of it earlier today, once or twice. So there was no issues that I heard of.
No issues, nope.
Everything looked good as a customer. You know, the water was fine at my house. There was no discoloration or anything. I know things do have to settle, but everything was fine. There was no interruption in water service. So as far as I can tell, everything went well. Did you receive any phone calls from any customers? Because I know you provided them to customers in the last billing cycle.
We did not receive any phone calls at all. Everything seemed to go very smooth, you know, kind of exactly how we, you know, planned it. And then first thing this morning, I read the meters as well.
Okay, great. And so that's good. In talking to Greg, we discussed a few items that you and Greg had discussed while you were at the plant last night flushing. I'm going to bring it up to the members tonight. You don't need to be here for that. That was for some parts to have in stock, and I forget what they were. They were part of the probes for
Correct.
reading something. I know. It's
the pH probes.
okay, that was it. And the other thing was that phone number. And I'm going to talk to people at Town Hall about that and see what we come up with on that issue.
Yeah. We also, while we were there this morning, after we read meters, obviously we went back and, you know, made sure everything was running properly and all the levels were good. We set up the AnyDesk so we can dial back in and check it remotely.
Okay. So that I know that when I talked to Greg about that phone number, you know, not getting an alarm, so you found a way to work without that for now, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it doesn't give us alarms. It's just we can dial in and check on the plant, and if we have to make a change, we can do it over the phone.
Okay. But you're not getting an alarm anymore. That's, I guess, my question.
Because of that phone, correct?
Okay, all right. And that's something, like I said, we'll get into that. I'll talk to the town, Dave at DPW and Jill, because they're the ones that are more familiar with that number than I am. So really, I think there shouldn't be anything else. You know, I know that a few little hiccups with water meters are ongoing. That's been addressed.
Yep.
Everything else that's on the agenda, I think, is pretty good. I think we're all set with that.
Okay.
Just, you know, if you would, keep us posted as things progress. If anything, you get any phone calls, and we'll go from there.
Yep, we will let you know if we get anything.
Great. All right, Steve, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great job. We appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Yep, bye.
Bye.
Okay. So that was the water operator's report. Everything seemed to have gone well over the last 18 hours, making the switch over from Middleborough to Carver, like I said. So we'll go back to how the agenda was laid out. So item number 1 was discussion of rules and regulations. Did you have anything on that, Phil?
No.
Okay. I'm going to make a comment on it. I've had a couple of issues over the last month or so that definitely correlate to rules and regulations, how they're just not followed and they never were. In my mind, because I'm a cynical person, it's like, why do we have them? I get asked a lot of questions by customers I've been asked questions by the town of Middleborough, by small water systems, and if the rules and regulations were followed, we would have that information to, when we're asked these questions. And I'm speaking specifically of materials used for the last 20 years that were used for water service connections. These are questions come from DEP about lead-free material, and we can't answer them because the rules and regulations are not followed. We're supposed to have as-built drawings about these water services. We don't, so we cannot provide this information. And these are all upcoming regulations going on with potable drinking water systems throughout the country, and then specifically to the state of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the town of Carver. So we cannot provide this information. So that's it for me, my spiel on rules and regulations. We're going to table item 2 because Eric's not here, and that's water service application. That's something Commissioner Eric Mueller's been working on, and that water application, by redoing that the way it's done, we then would be able to provide some of this information as it's asked of us by Middleborough when we're on their water, and DEP when we get asked questions about materials and things like that. So then item number 3 we've already done. That was the update from Small Water Systems, the operator. Item 4, bills payable. If you don't mind, Phil, I'd like to wait and do the bills payable when Eric gets here.
Sure.
Just that way you can all get all 3 signatures on it. Why don't we do... why don't we review the minutes, and we'll go to
Sure.
item 7, reviewing minutes from our last meeting.
I think this looks good. It's accurate, so.
Okay. I agree. I'd entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
I make a motion to accept these minutes as written.
Okay, I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye? Okay, so moved. Correspondence. Again, I really would like to wait for Eric, so why don't we, he should be here anytime. Why don't we do the bills payable? The other
Okay.
items, I really would like Eric available if he's going to be here. Let's see.
Are there 2 batches?
There should be
Yeah.
2 batches, yeah. So batch number 1 includes a bill from KP Law, who represents the town, and in this case, they represent North Carver Water District. Small Water Systems, Susan M. Hannon, and Verizon New England.
All these?
Okay, for a total of $2,161.05. So I'd entertain a motion to pay this bill.
Is that batch 2 or batch 1? Usually batch 1 is the small water systems, the large bill.
That I don't have. They might not have billed us yet on that.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah,
they're-
they are there, but yeah, we don't have that.
Okay.
So actually, there's still 2 batches though, because then I have, actually, bear with me. I don't think it's all lumped in together. You know me, if anyone can screw this up, it's me. Sorry. You know what? I am not seeing any other signing sheet except for the one. I have your bill. I have KP Law. And then I have this, yep, all the small water systems.
So it's just one batch?
It's just,
probably
yeah, it's just one batch, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So we'll do this
Sorry.
one, nope, that's quite all right, please, any time.
Can you give me that dollar amount again?
I will. So we're gonna entertain a motion to pay our bills for the total of $2,161.05. And this bill will be for legal services, small water system services, this is North Carver Water District, other professional services, so that's the lab fees and stuff. Then a bill from Susan Hannon, and, yeah, Verizon New England, and I have all the receipts for that, so, yep.
Okay.
So I'd entertain a
Okay.
motion for that.
I make a motion to pay a total of $2,161.05 for
Okay.
the first batch.
Okay, I second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so moved to pay that bill. Good. All right, so we'll just move right along then. Pay the bills, okay. So, if I may, I will discuss, or we will discuss, changeover from the Middleborough Water to the North Carver Water District June 1st. Basically, Steve from Small Water Systems went over it. Last night at midnight, they started flushing Middleborough's water out of the system, purging it out with Carver's well water after being treated at our plant that's been dormant since roughly June 23rd, June 24th last year. The switchover went well. As I stated already, I am a rate payer to this system, and when I woke up this morning, my wife and I, we noticed, other than a little bit less water pressure, the water was fine, there was no discoloration. That all said, the next couple days there probably will be for some customers, I hate to say, but it's part of this changing the water system over from one source to another. It's normal and to be expected, but hopefully it will be bare minimum of that. Everything went well according to plan. So it really was a seamless thing, and hopefully that will be continue. So I don't think, there's any other comment on that I have. Phil, I know that, you're not receiving town water, so you wouldn't
Yeah.
have been impacted in that regard.
Seems like it went as good as you.
Yeah, it really
Plans,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, it really did. And Small Water was good about keeping me posted, through the day. It really was nothing but, no news is good news, so. Item number 6, discussion of a meeting between the town of Carver and the town of Middleborough. What that was about is I was notified prior to the initial agenda being posted of a meeting that took place on, bear with me, May 23rd, 2023, at the office of the town administrator in Middleborough, Mass. At their town hall. And I was notified the day before that. And there was quite a conundrum of things that, why I wasn't notified sooner. One of them is I now have a town email address, but no one told me, so I had no idea I was getting emails about this meeting until the day before. Anyway, so what the meeting was about, it was between Carver, when I say this, Carver and North Carver Water District collectively. Carver's town administrator, Dave Seidendorf, the DPW director, myself, and then for Middleborough, their town administrator. I don't know the gentleman's title. There was one gentleman there. He was, I believe, the Public Works Director. Also, Mike Bumpus, the Water Commissioner. How you doing there? Water Commissioner for the town of Middleborough. And legal counsel from KP Law. And he represents both the town of Middleborough and the town of Carver. And he did have to get a ruling from the State Ethics Commission that he could represent both communities in this issue. In a nutshell, this meeting was to discuss the payment of monies owed the town of Middleborough from June 24th, 2022 to July 1st, June 1st, 2023. We did discuss, or one thing Middleborough said was to make things easier, they're going to go July 1st, 2022 to June 1st, 2023, just to make it a clean monthly sweep, if you will, and not parse days. So I'm going to read, this was the bullet point sent from Greg J. Corbo of KP Law to Mike Bumpus, Robert Fennessy, James McGrail, and it's, bear with me. There are 3 issues that must be addressed in the agreement. 1, payment for water provided from June 2022 to present. 2, installation and payment of costs for the installation of a meter pit to monitor water supply to the North Carver Water District from Middleborough. 3, an ongoing agreement to address operation, maintenance, and payment for the connection and water supply going forward. I address each of these issues below. Now, mind you, this is all going back into April, and I'm sure sooner, 2023. The North Carver Water District was not part of any of these discussions up until I attended this meeting in May. So that I find, I don't understand that, but, someone negotiating an agreement with us not even being part of it. I just find that unconscionable, and this is one of the many issues that I think plague the North Carver Water District, is that we're separate when it's convenient, and we're not separate when it's convenient for other parties. But payment of water provided fiscal year 2023. It is my understanding that Middleborough has been supplying water to the North Carver Water District since on or around June 24th, 2022. Through the present, due to problems with the filtration system on North Carver Water District's wells. It is expected that the issue will be resolved within the next few months, and the supply of Middleborough will be terminated at that time. Between June 24th, 2022 and December 31st, 2022, Middleborough supplied to the North Carver Water District with approximately 9.7 million gallons of water. North Carver Water District has not paid Middleborough for any portion of this supply. The parties that agreed that North Carver Water District will pay Middleborough for the water used at a rate of 1.5 times the rate charged to Middleborough customers for comparable use. Again, I'm not complaining about the water calculation, the water rate. It's that we were never involved in this until last week.
Right.
And this all was done a month prior or more. Carver will provide Middleborough with meter reading data for each user during the applicable time period, and Middleborough will calculate the amount owed using the formula above and bill the North Carver Water District. One question is timing. Does the North Carver Water District have sufficient funds to pay this bill out of its 2023 fiscal year? If not, Carver may need to have an STM,
Special town meeting.
thank you,
Yeah.
before the end of the fiscal year to appropriate the funds. That was one issue. So that's the money that we owe for the last 11 months, okay, how this will be worked out. That all said, having sat in that meeting, the town of Middleborough has no desire to bankrupt the North Carver Water District. They seem very amicable about discussing what the final bill will be. There's a follow-up meeting that we'll be having, and that'll be on June 13th, which is a Tuesday at 2 p.m. The meeting will be held in Middleborough to finalize a payment from the North Carver Water District, which will be payable July 1st.
Sorry, could you tell me that date again?
Sure. It will be Tuesday, June 13th at 2 p.m., held at the Middleborough Town Hall.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So at that meeting, there were some issues some items that Carver needs to bring with them to this meeting, and the wheels are in motion for that. And that is what we build. So the amount of money we build out for collection for water usage from July 1st, 2022 through June 1st. The other thing we have to bring is the average. So a lot of times that there's meters that weren't installed, radio devices not installed for a lot of these readings due to supply shortages with new installs. We have meters that are not functioning properly. We send notices to residents who have not responded over the last year to get these meters fixed. So in those cases, we have to go by an average. So that we need to provide. We need a reading from June 1st, 2023, and with the operator's report, they actually did that today and provided that to Amanda in finance. The other thing we need is what we have for funds available. Sue Moquin, I spoke to her briefly the day after our meeting last week, and prior to me doing that, Robert Fennessy, the town administrator, spoke to Sue Moquin about getting that number, what we have. And that is what we will do at that meeting, June 13th, discuss all this. So then the next item for this meeting was the installation of a meter pit. So currently, the water sent from Middleborough to North Carver Water District is not metered at the town line. So the only way water usage can be determined is by looking at each individual user meter. A meter at the line is more efficient and beneficial to both parties. We all agree on that. it's still not in. This is an item that we discussed. Due to setbacks, easements, it's been a slower process than thought. The cost, let me back up. Middleborough will design, engineer, and install a meter pit at a location in Middleborough near the town line, and Carver will reimburse Middleborough for the cost. The cost is expected to be $80,000. That $80,000 that's not going to happen. They're already up to about $125,000. My guess is it's going to be close to $200,000, and that is a guess. So it's not an $80,000 meter job, so we want to be clear on that. That money, as of now, we are going to try to use, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun, we're going to be hoping to use ARPA funds that will not have to be paid back by the North Carver Water District. These will be ARPA funds provided to the district and the town to pay Middleborough for this job. We did not discuss operation and maintenance, which is the new agreement will address each town's responsibilities for operation and maintenance of the system, payment of water used by North Carver Water District when circumstances in which the connection will be activated, the rate to be paid, and other issues associated with its water system. So these are something we will discuss down the road once this meter is done and how this will work out. This all said, you know, it's something that's in motion. That negotiations will continue between the two towns. Again, like I said, Middleborough has no desire to hurt the North Carver Water District or the town of Carver, but they are providing a service, and they should be paid for it. So we'll be coming back for that with more information. Any comments or questions on that, gentlemen?
No, I'm good.
I have one question. Do you know if the meter that they're gonna install, will it work both ways? So if we sent water towards Middleborough, it would be counted, or is it just a one-way?
It's a one-way meter.
Okay, one-way,
Yeah, one-way meter, yep. Let me back up. That is what the meter's being installed for, whether mechanically it can be used that way, I don't know.
Okay.
And I'll ask that question, but I believe usually a meter is a one-way device. you know.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
But I think you probably could configure it just by using bypasses and stuff. You could loop it around, but right now I think that's the way it's going to be. Let's see. That is all, that's the bullet point on that meeting. So if there's no other questions. Well, you know what, I am going to say, I want to be careful of how I say things, which is not usually my nature, sadly. That's on me. So I do want to be careful. You know, I did make the comment about we weren't informed of these discussions. That said, I don't think that meetings and discussions about this information that was discussed at this meeting last week was done with malice or bad intent. I think people were just trying to get a job done, and I get that. But it is maddening when, on the one hand, people are negotiating things in our name, yet we have no knowledge of it. And it's just, I've never been involved in something like this. And it's just very frustrating. I am asked questions frequently that are serious questions, you know, not with any great consequence, but serious questions about the North Carver Water District, and I can't answer them. I have to go find out from other parties what the heck is going on. Case in point, I was asked a question by two different people about, is the water ban still in effect? I don't know, because no one has contacted us. The signs were taken down, they're not visible. A town property, their sprinkler system was turned on, but no one knows anything about it. Until midnight last night, the town of Middleborough still had a water ban in effect, and we were using Middleborough water. Again, it's a simple thing, but it's just day in, day out, a constant, barrage of questions that can't be answered. Before you got here, Eric, we were discussing rules and regulations, water service applications, all these things. This is a letter from DEP addressed to me on behalf of the North Carver Water District. And it is about a program from DEP, which was generated, I'm sure, from EPA, about water services prior to 1986 and what materials were used. I can't answer these questions because that information doesn't exist because of the process of installing water services. So there's no, it's not there. Was it copper? Was it lead line pipe? Was it plastic pipe? I can say with pretty good confidence that we're okay because this system didn't exist until 1990. That was the first agreement between Middleborough and Carver to provide water, and the North Carver Water District didn't exist until 2011. So, it's the same system, so we should be okay. But these are the things that come up that it's maddening when you're asked a simple question and you can't give a simple answer because the information's not there. But anyways. So that I brought this letter up because that's correspondence. I did get a letter from DEP. I have been emailed a lot of the same questions about water services from DEP. Also forwarded from DEP through small water systems because they're, as our operator, they're keyed in on that stuff too. I think I've been through in a roundabout way, round robin, all the agenda items up to item number 8. So any board member comments?
New fiscal year is arriving, so anything that's going to be open for balances that need to be paid will have to be done before.
Yep.
For this,
Yep, I got it on the agenda, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, thank you very much.
So that be done before July 1st?
yes.
Yeah,
So this issue with Middleborough,
yeah.
it's going to be a time crunch.
No, it's going to be fiscal, it'll be done, I think, with fiscal year, let me back up. They're going to bill us July 1st, for
Oh.
July 1st.
Okay.
And then it will be payable, whatever, a week or two, whatever finance departments
Okay.
work out. But that was part of that meeting about the meter readings, the meter meeting occurred. They want, Mike Bumpus and everyone in Middleborough, they were super polite and nice, but, it's a business, running your town. They do want to get paid. They don't want to hammer us, and they want to make sure we have a correct amount of time needed to put these numbers together so that we can sit down and use their estimates, our estimates, come up with a number that works and fair for everybody, and then a final number. So that'll be, a bill will be sent to the town for July 1st.
Did they give you any inclination about how they came up with that formula?
Yes, so in Middleborough, briefly, what they have is they've got their system throughout the town that has public water. Not all of Middleborough has it, but a lot of it does. They have meters installed in different branches. So they have a meter installed from the branch off of their main source that goes down Plymouth Street in Middleborough to Plymouth Street in Carver. So if they can go back like a year, 2, 3 years and say, this is our average monthly, quarterly, annually of water going down that
Right. That section.
that section. And so based on that, they're saying, okay, from June 24th to December, the end of December for 2022, that is the difference, average-wise, that was extended down that line. And that's how they got that average.
They're figuring 9.5 million gallons?
9.7 for that. So now double that time frame, you're talking 20 million gallons of water. And then, before I got here early, I was gonna try to figure out, just for rough numbers, and I got a phone call I had to take. Middleborough's water rate, our water rate, at 20 million gallons of water, what that cost is. So what the hope is what we build will cover the majority of this cost. The problem is, we just spent most of our reserves, hopefully I'm wrong, when we paid back the town from the ARPA loan for the filters to get this plant back up and running. So we don't have much in the way of reserve. And so we've had bills going out, payments coming back. I don't think we have the reserves, but I don't know. And that's what Susan's working on, what's available. Okay. There were some other issues that I'm going to bring up at our next meeting that discussed with Small Water today, of things they feel we should try to budget to have in spare parts that, won't say cause, but that does the analytics in the trains, okay? That with these parts were worn and not used and bypassed in the past. So it'll make the plant, help make the plant run more efficiently if we have spares that, when they wear out, and it is a wear item.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's what we were setting ourselves up for anyway.
What's that?
That last time we went around and did the budget, we were preparing for that.
Right, they're the pH probes.
Yeah.
And it's the pH probes in the trains that help control what goes on
Yeah.
as far as the filtration and stuff. And I'm not gonna pretend to know more than that. I
No,
don't,
but we established an O&M budget
Yep.
moving forward.
Yep,
Which
yep.
wasn't there in previous.
Correct, so, but we might have to dip into that.
Right.
To help pay this, God only knows. So we'll have to wait for the numbers. But to your point about the date, if you want, we can jump to the next meeting, which a date that seemed to work. If we had a meeting either Wednesday, the 28th, or Thursday, the 29th of June, and it would be a short meeting just to pay these bills at the end of June. This wouldn't be the July meeting, this would just be another meeting.
Right, yeah, July 1st, the fiscal year, I think we have to have everything approved for payment.
There are things that Jill had said, and I know she talked to you beforehand, that unforeseen things, like if a phone bill didn't come in,
Okay.
that would go, you'd run that into the next one and like back pay it. But
Right.
these are, any bill that she can possibly get together, this would be to pay for the end of the fiscal year, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm fine with the 28th.
Yep.
Okay, let me just check my calendar. Bear with me. Yeah, I think I can do that, the 28th. 5 PM work for you, or do you want to do it a little later, Eric? Want to do 5:30?
Yeah, 5:30 would
Would
probably
that
be better.
give?
Yeah,
Okay, does that work for you,
Yeah,
Phil? Okay,
that's fine.
okay. So the 28th,
sorry.
5:30, and that would give, would the 29th be okay? And the reason why I ask is that gives Jill the most time possible to get everything together, as far as anything that might come in.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, sorry about that, I should have been, I just remembered why the 29th was picked. That was to give up to the last minute, if anything came in, get it on the
Okay.
agenda to pay it. So the 29th, 5:30, okay. So that would be
Thursday.
yep, Thursday, and it would be a one-item meeting, just to pay those bills. It won't be the July meeting.
Do you want to set the July meeting as well? or-
Yeah, I think we will, yeah. So the July meeting, I was looking at the calendar. Any day really would probably be fine for me. So what would you guys think about the meeting, having a meeting, the week beginning Monday, the 10th? We've been doing,
You want to do yeah, do you want to do the 12th, or do you want to do the 10th, or,
and
doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter to me either.
okay. Pick it, you pick, Eric.
Let's do the 10th.
Okay, 10th it is. And you want to do 5:30?
Yeah.
That work
if you
better
could,
for you?
Yeah, just some
If
stuff.
that works for you, Phil?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so 5:30. So the July meeting will be Monday, the 10th at 5:30 here at Town Hall. Jill is going to be scheduling this meeting room from now on,
Okay,
unless there's some other meeting that's here, then we'll do meeting room 3.
okay.
Just because it's a little cramped in there.
Can we revisit number
Absolutely.
9? I have
Absolutely,
one comment.
absolutely.
I just have a comment of something. I've been researching, trying to get better educated on all the important issues for the district, and I found a document that's very interesting. It's from the Massachusetts Department of Revenue.
Yep.
It's called the North Carver Water District Financial Analysis
Mm-hmm.
from April 2014. So I wanted to just tell you guys I found that, and I'd like to, if we can get it on a future agenda, to have a discussion about it.
Why don't we do it get it on the agenda for
Sure.
next meeting?
Sure.
Is that,
Okay.
I think you've looked through that quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, so I don't forget, any one of us can add
Okay.
an agenda item. So by all means, get a hold of Jill.
Sure.
And just to make sure if it's something you'd like to see. I mean, I will bring it up too, but
Yeah.
I don't want
okay.
to trust my P.
Sure. No problem.
So let's do that. And that was, what was the document?
It's called the North Carver Water District Financial Analysis from April 2014.
And I think that's the most recent. There might have been one, no, I think that is the most recent.
That's the only one I can find, but yeah, there's a lot of good info in
Yep.
it for sure.
And that'll be for the July meeting as opposed to the,
Yes, the July meeting, yep.
Mhm. That was it.
Okay. Nope, great, we'll do that. Good suggestion. That all said, I did dig up some documents that we can discuss at another meeting. It's not on the agenda. I'm not even gonna try to find them right now. What they are is, they're documents that were between the town of Carver and the town of Middleborough. And a lot of things were laid out. Like, one, this water rate. There was a water rate set in like 2005, that when Middleborough sells Carver water, it would be at the rate of 10% over the Middleborough rate,
okay.
okay? I don't know if this has precedent or anything, but there are documents out there. It's just the problem is trying to find them.
Right.
So that was given to me, Jill found it, just as an FYI. But, again, the people in Middleborough have been great. I reached out to their office to find, in regard to this DEP issue, with lead or water service, being lead-free. The woman was wonderful. She got back to me, she sent me an email, said I checked it out, nothing was done before 1990. So this 1986 is the magic date.
Okay.
That,
That's good.
water piping had to be lead, anything new had to be lead-free.
Okay.
Lead-free fittings, lead-free solder, all that stuff. So we started this system 4 years after that came out,
Okay.
that
So
initiative.
we should be in good shape. Good.
Yeah, but, there's still work that has to be done to document it. All right, so we got the next meeting. I think we've covered a lot as far as any topics not reasonably anticipated by the chair, 48 hours in advance of posting this agenda, so that should be good. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
So moved.
Okay, very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good. Thank you very much.
All right.